Sup, freaks? This is Andrew from the Freaks of Nature podcast, coming to you with another episode of Freak Finds. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit different because it's not something that I found out in the wild, but this is an unboxing, and it's not a straight up unknown unboxing. I know it's in here. I'm aware of it, but you're not. So why don't we just go ahead and get through it? I'm really excited about what's in here. First, we have Return of the Living Dead. DVD format, and I'm okay with that. Recently, they've released some of these on Blu-ray, and they are really, really nice sets. You can get this one, and at least Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I don't know if 3 or any of the subsequent sequels are on Blu yet, but one of the reasons I wanted to get this is because I used to be a crazy zombie collector. My DVD collection and Blu-ray collection at the peak before I had to sell it due to issues in my life was valued between like $7,000 and $10,000. So one of the things that now that I'm collecting again is I'm looking for items that I used to own. So when I saw this, I got nostalgic because I remember how big of a deal it was for me to go pick this up at Suncoast. And if you can remember Suncoast Video, then you remember it was kind of like FYE or Sam Goody. It was kind of expensive, and it had cool stuff you couldn't find at other stores at the time. So when I saw this, not only do I still need to have this film, not only do I love this film, John Russo, one of the creators of this film, used to be on a pretty regular speaking basis with me. When I was going to go to film school, I had chosen the John Russo Film Academy, and we had some extensive conversations, just person to person, that kind of parlayed into conversation outside of that. So there was a brief time where John Russo, the man who brought us this film, his digits weren't in my cell phone. So as far as DVD goes, you got commentary from the writer-director Dan O'Bannon and producer William Stout. There's Designing the Dead featurette and concept art, some TV spots, and the trailer. Not a lot, not an incredible amount of features, but I'm positive that the Blu-ray probably has way more, and that's okay. Because I didn't want a lot of special features when I bought this. I wanted to repurchase the DVD that I had before. So I couldn't be happier with that. Here at Freak Finds, we're not just looking for Blu-rays and 4Ks and eventual 8Ks. We're looking for everything. We're trying to find DVDs, VHS, cassette, vinyl, anything neat and interesting that has some type of relevance in our life. I am going to watch this DVD multiple times. The aspect ratios, the definitions, it really doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I have 4K capability in my house. I have 1080p capability in my house. I have the bells and whistles as far as technology goes, but collectors collect. On to the next one. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I'm a big fan of this franchise from beginning to end. I like the first one that beat Day of the Dead in the box office. I like the last one that aired on the Sci-Fi Channel. This is, the first sequel, and I enjoy this one as well. As far as special features goes, it's roughly the same situation as the first one. You have a commentary by the director. This time, you have the co-star involved. You have your theatrical trailer, and that's it. But again, you're not buying something like this for special features. That's why Arrow exists. That's why Shout exists. That's why Scream Factory exists. You have a lot of these high-end Blu-rays coming out still that are just chock full of that type of stuff. People who buy this because they want to watch the movie. They like the art. It's honestly harder to find some of these DVDs that have been out of print for a long time than it is to go out and buy one of these $40 or $50 Blu-ray releases. So part of the chase is kind of a thrill too. So Return of the Living Dead Part 2. You guys are going to see a theme in this box, and I'm okay with that. So next we have, we'll save that one. Return of the Living Dead, Necropolis, and Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave. Now, as I said, I like all these movies. These two aired back to back on the Sci-Fi Channel, the years that they were released. As far as special features go, Necropolis has trailers, and it's 16:9 widescreen presentation, 5.1 and 2.0 Dolby Digital. So these are bare bones. So if you're not a fan of the films, you're probably not going to be a fan of these DVD releases either. I actually really enjoy these movies. Of course, you know, I kind of like schlock, I like sleaze, and I like zombie movies. And when these Return of the Living Dead sequels were made, you know, I've almost, I guess, 15 or more years ago at this point, it was a big deal to me. So I wanted to get those, and of course that means I have part 3 that I still need to find, and the chase is the fun part. So I'll be looking for that and hopefully have a video of it soon enough. Now, on to the next DVD that I got. This was a film that I went in blind when I originally purchased it. I purchased this exact DVD copy. This is Undead. Now, if you've never seen Undead, this is one of the best zombie films that has literally ever been filmed. This is up there with Brain Dead / Dead Alive. It is from the same region of the planet, so you have good Australian, New Zealand horror in this film. It's not just about zombies. There's some weird alien and science fiction stuff going on. I'm not going to spoil it, because if you haven't seen this, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you seek it out. I need you to watch this movie. Lots of special features compared to the last ones. There's crew commentary, cast commentary, you got a making of. You have the screening from the Toronto Film Festival, you have camera and makeup tests. They have the homemade dolly construction video, animatronic comparisons, deleted scenes. There's convention footage, artwork sketches, and then, of course, your languages. So it's not as bare bones, and for what this DVD release was, that's actually a lot of special features. You get a lot for your money here. You can find this movie relatively cheap now, but I do not believe it's in print. You're going to have to look for it. It's called Undead, and the chances of you just happening on it are pretty slim, but you find yourself in a Facebook group or on eBay, Amazon, you can get this thing, and I highly recommend it. I would love to hear some of your opinions because I love this movie. Now, the last one in the box was something that there are so many better versions that exist. There's one that is like considered far superior, and I actually do plan to buy it someday. I missed out on it when it was released. But again, I have that certain nostalgic feeling in my gut when I see something that I used to own and I can own it again. Fun story, I'm going to do a freak find on a book that I used to own, and I got rid of all of my books, and then I was at a Goodwill, and I found this book, and it's not just the same copy, like the same version of the book, the same press release of the book, but it was the actual book that I had gotten rid of. There were certain things about the cover and on the inside that I could tell this was the book that I had gotten rid of, and it found its way back to me like the ring that ruled them all. So that is like a fun thing for me, to own things that I used to own and had to get rid of. That's what this DVD release is. So this is the original Dawn of the Dead in its original DVD release. I love this case. I have always been a fan of it. Here's what it looks like on the back. So it's just a single edition. It has an insert. Not a whole lot going on with the insert, but I'll pull that out and show you. Yeah, just some information here. And then the back has your chapter list. And then the DVD, just a striking zombie right there. So I had this, I bought this in high school. The first time that I watched this movie was after purchasing this DVD. All right, I'm not ashamed to admit that I didn't see it until after the DVD release, at least not in my memory. Could I have watched it as a kid on VHS? I'm sure I could have, but the most vivid memories I have were discovering Romero and, well, rediscovering him, because I certainly watched Creepshow and some of his other films as a child. It was just placing it once you get to middle school. The special features, you have the commentary with George Romero and Tom Savini. Awesome group. The assistant director, Chris Romero, moderated by Perry Martin. So there's a lot going on in the commentaries. You have your theatrical trailers, TV spots, radio spots, which are always cool. Considering we have a podcast, I do like that aspect of broadcasting. There's poster and advertising gallery. There's a George Romero bio in here and a comic book preview. So what you see with all of these DVDs, and this one especially, is kind of like that early era DVD special feature when they're trying to give you content and create something cool for your DVDs without actually having a whole lot to put on the disc. So a lot of those movies around that time came with, bios, where you would just click on a person's name and it would take you to a different screen and show you like their films and stuff. This is a bygone era, and some people probably never cared about this stuff, especially now when you have superb special features or digital release without special features. One of the key things that you're losing with a lot of the digital media now is the special features. A lot of people within the industry kind of hated this special feature nonsense and hated to do extra commentaries and things like that because it was extra work. Bruce Campbell's gone on record complaining a lot. But that is what it is. As a consumer, I want the best that I can get for my money that I pay. And as a film nerd and indie filmmaker myself, I always love the special features. And that's one of the key reasons that I do not watch a lot of digital stuff. Do I have Netflix? Of course. It's included in my cable package. By the way, I still pay for cable. Isn't that crazy? But I like the special features. I'm a guy that can go out and spend a lot of money on a single release just to have those special features. I like the special boxes. I like more discs. I like having a lot of things that I can hold in my hand physically. We live in a world, everything's digital now, and we're just going to get farther and farther away. So this type of collecting, this is the time to do it. And I'm excited that I can share my collecting with you guys. This has been a way longer video than I thought I was going to do, but I was so excited about these zombie movies that were coming that I just couldn't stop talking. I feel like a kid again because of these movies. I absolutely love them. I can't wait to watch them. I'm going to introduce them to my girlfriend, and she's going to hate them, and then I'm going to introduce them to my kids who are too young to watch them, and that's okay. So, in the meantime, I have a lot more stuff coming your way. Just go ahead, and we're going to end this video now. And remember, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.